Morning, Drew.
Morning.
I know we met briefly out in the hallway, but again, I'm Kevin. Glad you're here this morning. Can't wait to hear everything we're going to talk about this morning. I will tell you that I'm going to take some notes, so don't be alarmed by that. This is complete privacy and all that, but I need to take some notes so I can come back to some things perhaps, and then keep some notes for further sessions. So don't be alarmed by the fact that I'm writing stuff down. I am still listening.
Okay.
So without further ado, go ahead and tell me what you'd like to talk about this morning.
So the main reason why I'm here this morning, it's a pretty hard subject to talk about, revolves around my relationship with my dad. It was one that was really good as a kid, and one that I really maybe didn't pick up on some things that would have been viewed as bad because I was just naive as a kid. But it's just gone down ever since I went to school. So it's one of those things that's been really challenging for me to really understand different nuances of the relationship, but it's been really tough.
Okay, so throughout the process, I'll try and kind of make sure I'm keeping track of these. So what I'm hearing so far is that you're dealing with some issues with your dad now that maybe you want to delve into where you are now with that, but also where did these things begin? Maybe this stuff has been going on for a while, and you just looked at it differently as a younger guy. Is that
right?
Kind of where we're at?
Yeah. When I was a kid, I always looked up to him as a role model in terms of how he carried himself. He was really confident. He played baseball as a kid, and that's kind of how I got into it. That was a big part of my young adult and youth part of my life, and I looked up to him a lot. I saw how people treated him. He was really well respected in the community in some ways. But as I've gotten older, I've kind of lost some respect for him. It's been really challenging for me because he's kind of went from being a strong father figure to not really being in my life at all. And it's been kind of due to strange things that you would expect a dad to be caring and nurturing for. So it's been hard.
Okay, so let's talk more about you said strange things. So tell me more about how this process has gone from being, a positive, probably normal,
right,
father-son relationship to where you would turn into strange. Give me more information about what that means.
So when I was a kid, we always had great conversations. It was always a loving relationship. He was always very, interested in what I was doing. But after I went to college, you expect parents to take a step back, but it got to the point where he wasn't talking to me at all, and it was kind of like, what did I do? I was it really confused me, and he was going through some things. He got divorced for the second time, remarried for the third time, but it's gotten to the point now where he won't reach out to me to say, how are you doing? He hasn't gotten involved in my relationship with my fiance at all. He knows nothing about her, really. He knows nothing about our relationship. We've been together for 6 years, and it's pretty much been nothing from him. And, I understand he's got other things to do, and, he's got 3 new kids now with the new relationship, the new marriage. And I'm 25 years old. I don't expect him to coddle me or anything.
Right.
But it's to the point where I feel like I don't even have a father anymore. He's kind of just fallen completely off the face of the earth, and that's been challenging for me. Just as a guy, that was my role model.
Sure.
That's been challenging.
Okay. So it sounds like your father's had multiple relationships outside of your original, mom-dad relationship. Where did you fall in all of that? I mean, tell me more about siblings and that sort of dynamic.
Right. So he got married to my mom first. He had my older sister who's 5 years older than me, and then me. I'm 25 now. And then he got divorced from her back in about 98 or 99 and got remarried, and they had 2 kids. So those are my 2 half brothers. They're both in high school now.
Sure.
And then recently, a couple years ago, he got divorced and remarried again. And it's just been, and they had 3 kids, or not 3 new kids, but she brought 3 kids into the relationship, and it was really forced. that whole dynamic with, she's not my stepmom, she's just my dad's wife now, and their three kids. It's been a challenge, kind of getting to know them because they're very kind of resistant to a relationship with me and the rest of the family. Um, so that's kind of how that falls right now.
Okay. Well, I guess I can see how that would maybe make you feel a little unsettled with all the different changes. I mean, a lot of changes going on. Can you tell me more about the dynamics of the actual logistics of were you having to move all the time? Was it how was the family life in terms of your proximity to dad? Were you
Right.
separated out? That kind of thing.
Yeah, that's kind of how it all started. We lived about 15, 20 minutes away. I lived with my mom and my stepdad,
Okay.
who's actually been more of a father figure in my life. But after high school, they moved to Pittsburgh, which is about 2.5 hours away from me,
Okay.
up in Pennsylvania. But then I moved to Virginia and now South Carolina. So part of it is, we've kind of grown apart just because we aren't close anymore in terms of distance.
Right.
But even with that, moving away, my stepdad has always been, it's always been, how you doing, and being really supportive and always being there when I need him. And my dad's just kind of, either I call him or text him, it's just like, how fast can I get off the phone with this kid? It's more of a business relationship than an actual parenting, actually caring. You know what I mean? It's kind of like he sees me as his client and not his actual son. So that's always been, or just recently, I kind of just picked up on it. So.
Okay, so it sounds like your stepdad, if I'm hearing you correctly, has kind of stepped in as that surrogate father figure that you feel like you needed. Can you be more specific maybe about where, or have you put thought into it? Where do you see yourself and your father in terms of a relationship? Do you have an ideal situation that comes to mind?
It is challenging since we're far apart right now. I think eventually I'll move back to Pennsylvania. I'm hoping to, I guess I'm just tired of always being the one that is trying.
Right.
I guess you could say. Right now, that's where I'm at. I'm just frustrated with always being the one that's putting forth the effort and not getting the effort in return. And I feel like as the kid, it should be the opposite way. The parent should be the one that is putting forth more of the effort or the same effort. You know what I mean? So right now, that's where I'm at. It's hard to kind of explain kind of all the things that kind of went into it.
Right.
But where I'm at is I know that I want it to be better, but I don't know how much more that I can do from my end because I'm just frustrated and just tired with the whole thing. And it's to the point where I just even forget that I even have a dad, that he is my dad. I see him more as like an uncle, like a relative than an actual father. And that's frustrating because it's not like he went to jail or he left us. He was always in our lives, but now it has felt like he has left myself and my sister. And it's it's just confusing. It's hard to deal with.
Right. So you're in your own words, it sounds very frustrating. Like you're frustrated with it. You said you're tired of trying. Can you tell me more about, or can we go into more about what does that mean? I mean, how have you tried? What mechanisms have you used to try to connect with your father so we can be more clear on that?
So basically, there hasn't been a lot of face-to-face contact at, family functions such as Christmas or Thanksgiving.
Right.
I'll try to just, be like, hey, can we go talk? And it's like he isn't even interested. He'll say yes, but you can tell that mentally he's not there. He's physically there for the conversation, but it's like, how fast can I get out of this conversation to move on to what I actually want to do?
Right.
I've let him know that it's bothered me before, and it's to no avail. I mean, he's more focused on how can he satisfy his wife and their 3 kids, because that's paramount to him now. It's kind of like out of sight, out of mind with me and my sister. So right now, he said, hey, if you ever need anything, let me know. But it's always like a money thing. Hey, if you need $50, let me know. And I don't care about the money. You know, I just want a dad. I don't really care about, you know, if he'll pay for something for my wedding, because he doesn't even care about our relationship with me and my fiance.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So for me, it's not even something that I even want right now. So.
Okay, so let's talk maybe more about how the fiance fits into all this. You had the discussions with her about this.